that may help you understand what kind of phones you could go for in different price categories based on that need. Now, obviously, I can't list all the phones and I possibly can't address all the needs, but I did try to address the more popular categories. Mistake number 6 is falling for reviewers' bias or a sales rep at a shop. Look, when buying a smartphone, you look at multiple reviews online and then you also go to a store and probably talk to a sales representative and you may feel pressured into buying a phone. Look, we reviewers, we share our opinion, right? We try to be objective, but we may still miss out on things that specifically matter to you. And sales rep in, stores, they are helpful, but they still have sales quotas to meet and they may still try to push you products that have a higher profit margin. And so my suggestion would be to watch multiple reviews, look for a common sentiment, and that should help you form a really strong opinion. And definitely don't try to go for a phone that a shopkeeper is pushing you too hard for. Mistake number 7, not trying a phone physically. In a review, we try to talk about ergonomics, like how it fits in my hand, how it feels in my pockets. But it could be a different reality for you. And a phone might look great on a video, but is it too heavy for you, or too slippery for you, or way too awkward for you to use with just one hand? How well are the buttons placed? Can you reach them comfortably? I mean, two phones that have exactly the same specs can feel very different in terms of UI scaling or screen brightness and sharpness. Bottom line, a smartphone is something you physically interact with 100 times a day. And if it doesn't feel right, then it will never feel right. So walk into a store, pick up the phone and try it for a few minutes if you can, and I'm sure you'll make the right decision. Mistake number 8, ignoring storage needs and cloud habits. I've only ever met two kinds of people. Those who underestimate how much storage they need or those who overestimate how much storage they need. Guys, storage is a mindset choice. It's not a number choice. Just look at how much storage you're using today. For example, if currently you're using 80 gigs of storage, then 128 gigs of storage is not going to be enough for the next 2 to 3 years. But if you're into content creation, you shoot a lot of videos, especially 4K, then at least 512 gigs or maybe 1 terabyte. But factor in two things. First, the more space you have, the more you're just gonna let it fill with junk data and never get to organizing it. And second, factor in cloud storage. If you have Google One or iCloud subscription, then you can offload quite a bit of data onto those services and free up local storage. And lastly, mistake number 9 is not really just one singular mistake. It's a couple of small things that you may still miss out on. First, more RAM does not necessarily mean a faster phone. Guys, 8 gigs of RAM is sufficient for almost everything you generally do on your phone. 12 gigs or 16 gigs makes more sense if you're also into gaming on your phone. Second, get extended care plus or protection plans for your phone. I mean, you get full protection against accidental drops, screen cracks, water or liquid damage, anything except, of course, a stolen phone. These protection plans for iPhones are actually very expensive, but it is still worth it, just considering how expensive the spare parts for iPhones are. And third, think about after-sales service or the customer support. I mean, some brands are amazing with it, some not so much, and some may not even be extensively available in the city that you are in. So do your research, ask your friends around if they have the brand that you're thinking of buying, and